Rolling.
This week on the Catch the Sky podcast, I have a thirst. A thirst for pussy.
Pussy.
With me to discuss this thirst, Dick Francisco. You may find Dick on Instagram. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
At the Dick Francisco, or on Twitter at I'm Dick Francisco. You may find me on Twitter at CTS Terry, or wherever you listen to podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Dick, welcome in. Dick
Thank
is
you,
here.
T.
Yes. Dick is here to help me quench this thirst.
Yeah, and I mean, we do generally have a thirst for crisis. We're not going to lie. Obviously, we've done enough cries for help on this show.
And pussy.
And, well, sometimes it's a crisis. Sometimes the lack thereof of pussy is a crisis. So a thirst for it, a drought, right? We're in a drought. Let's just... Many kinds of droughts we could be talking about right about now.
Yes. And really...
I think we are in some droughts, and there's a shortage, not just of pussy, but also of water.
Yeah, and there's really not too much of a pussy drought. I've shared that with you recently. But I thought it would be a great way to segue.
Well, then I'm having one.
Oh, well, yeah.
Someone here is having a
Sorry about your luck. But
maybe this is a good foray, segue, whatever wants to rhyme with way, into this, that suddenly, so we can all remember a time, especially our loyal listeners, when you were in a drought, right?
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
And now suddenly you're not in a drought, and you are just abusing and misusing and taking as much of it as you can. And I'm curious if maybe that's a good analogy for sometimes how we treat our resources when we forget what it's like to be in a drought until all of a sudden it's gone again, right?
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. Are we talking about your guys' egregious use of water out there in the desert?
I am. I'm 100% talking about that.
How's that
And
backyard doing?
So for everyone, I know, again, all our loyal listeners are aware that you and I are in very, very different geographical locations.
Uh-huh.
You are living the dream on a Great Lake. I know the feeling because I grew up on a Great Lake.
Houseboat.
Right. Shout out to the 218 and Lake Superior. And I am now
It's not that superior.
I am now, it's kind of the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's kind of great. Great Lake, Great Lake. Anyways,
Basically an ocean.
Yeah, only a really cold one.
Or sea, I guess.
And now I find myself in the middle of a desert, like legitimately with a drought, where there's conversations happening when you turn on the news or you pick up a newspaper, if that was a thing, to start conserving water. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, you guys have a
really
plan for
like
that,
drinking water. Oh, yes, T. Do we have a plan?
Well, I was told
we like
that there
to
was
tell
a
you
plan.
we have a plan.
I was told that there was
So-
a 100-year plan, and I was forwarded
Okay.
some resources that I looked over, and it just seemed to be a drought emergency plan.
Yeah, let's be clear. You did not get that forwarded by me, just for the listener's sake. It was not me who forwarded that to
Do
you.
you have the 100-year link for me, Dick?
Here's what I have to say about the 100 years. I have been told, I have been in Arizona for almost 20 years, okay? And
Yeah,
in
when
those
did this 100
20
years start?
That's my question. For 20 years, I have been told by everyone, oh, don't worry about it. We have 100-year water supply. And I said, starting when? Because I've been here for 20 years and heard that. So we're easily only 80 years left. But it probably started before I showed up. It wasn't day one. Me and a water, supply showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm confused at what 100-year water supply means. And furthermore, I'm supposed to trust when we are hearing that there are all-time shortages in things like Lake Mead all of a sudden, and you're supposed to tell me, or I'm supposed to believe you when you tell me that we have a water supply just indefinitely when all of California is moving here to Arizona and they love to wash their cars and water their lawns and fill their swimming pools?
Mm-hmm.
What? Not to mention all their industry? Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love how you guys have all those big air-conditioned warehouses.
Yeah, air-conditioned warehouses, data centers. So all
Love
those things that, how do you think they cool all of those computers inside a huge building?
It's fantastic.
Water.
Oh, I love it.
They just run water through the walls, right? I
Love
know.
all that water that you guys are using.
But here's the thing. Until we really have to, cut down on it, until it's mandated. I've heard mandates happened in California. I remember as a kid seeing that on the news too, right? Where they have to you'll get in trouble for watering your car. I call it watering your car because are you really washing it at that point when you're just standing out there every day hosing it down? So
I have an
what is
interesting
that?
theory.
Okay.
Since you mentioned being from a Great Lake region.
Yeah.
And obviously salt on your car is an issue during the winter, right?
Totally. Rust, everyone. Rust.
Well, here's the thing.
It erodes it. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Have you ever done the whole put salt on your hand and then put ice cube on top of it?
Yeah. Because
And
I
it
learned
burns
that
you.
as a kid. You put
Yeah, and it burns you.
You put salt on. Yeah.
Okay. So if you just put salt on your hand, it doesn't burn you, right?
Right.
If you put an ice cube on your hand, it doesn't burn you,
Generally, no.
right? It's only when you put the two together and the chemical reaction takes place that you get burned, right?
Right.
So wouldn't one think that the reason that your car rusts is because you get all that salt all over it and then you go ahead and wash it? And that chemical reaction is taking place on top of your clear coat, then on your paint, and then on the metal directly, and it's just eaten away.
So I see where you're going with this.
So Adina doesn't get washed. Adina gets washed
she gets washed
once a year, once a year in the summer. And it's in the summer when all the salt's gone.
So I'm with you. I was going to agree with you because I too do not wash my vehicle. And so I consider us water conservationists for that. But I think in those northern regions where salt is put down on the roads to melt the ice so it's not slippery, that the interaction that's taking place is not because you're washing your car. It's more to do with your car being exposed to the elements of snow and ice that are naturally occurring and salt, because not a ton of people I'm aware of are out hosing down their car in the winter, but maybe that's a Pennsylvania thing. It wasn't in Minnesota, but
they've got all these fancy car washes now.
Oh.
And then you could take it to the dealership.
Well, we wouldn't know because we only go once a year, max.
Right.
Max.
Yeah, no, I don't even
And
take
usually
it to
the time I'm
wash.
going to do it is right when a rainy day is about to happen. And so then I have to pass up and go, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
It rained on my one car wash day.
Well, speaking of
so
other...
we're doing our part.
Yeah, speaking of other water washing habits, let's get into dishes. So if you wash your dishes...
Right.
you obviously are going to wash your hands afterwards, right?
I mean, during, after, sure.
Well, I would think that after handling the sponge, you would want to wash your hands because the sponge is dirty, right?
I mean, I'm dirty, but sure. I'm going to go with you on this one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Most normal people do.
Most normal people, correct.
Okay. So, if it takes you, say, a minute to wash dishes after a meal, and then you wash your hands for, say, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
If you do that after every meal,
Yeah.
you would run water for 4 minutes a day.
Yeah.
But if you just piled up your dishes from your 3 meals and did them all at once, it would take you the 3 minutes to wash the dishes and then the 20 seconds to wash your hands. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So you've trimmed 40 seconds of water running time off of your bill.
And do you know how much water that generally is?
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot.
Almost 2 gallons.
2 gallons.
The average flow rate of a kitchen faucet is 2.2 gallons per minute.
Okay. So it would be a little less than that. So it would be more like 1.5.
Maybe, but 40 seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds. Yeah,
Again,
that'd be like
60 seconds is 2.2 gallons.
Yeah. So 40 is 2/3 of that. See what I'm saying?
I mean, it's math. All I'm saying is it's approximately a couple gallons, T.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's
I can't even. This is making me feel less bad because I was feeling bad for my water consumption. Like I'm starting to feel guilty because I drink like close to a gallon of water a day. My body size does not need a gallon a day, honestly, even for my activity level. So like 90 ounces to a gallon.
Well, it depends
roughly.
if you're a squirter.
That's true. For the next episode, we'll find out if Dick is a squirter.
Live in studio.
Live in the studio, right?
Our first video episode.
Look, we're not just trying to conserve water. We're now trying to make water. Okay, everybody? We're trying to produce a water source at this point. Oh man,
Dick
we
Francisco
get there fast
Waterworks.
with bringing this. We get fast down that road. Wow, degradation of an episode. So we're getting better and better at that, everybody. That flow rate. So yeah, when you think about that, that's a couple gallons already. So I think I like where we're going with this, T. I think you and I, this is probably a topic for us that I think we can cover pretty well of helping our listeners with things that they can do to help conserve water, because you think it's not a you problem because you're in Pennsylvania. No, our state is going to come and somehow siphon and steal water from the Great Lakes. 100%.
Don't do that.
Why wouldn't we? But we could. Think about it. We don't have water here, so we're going to have to steal it from somewhere. And we can't go to Mexico to steal it, right?
Well, yeah, no, because we send all of the water that we get from Canada down to Mexico after we're done ruining it.
Right. So
That's why they say don't drink the water. Yeah, that's why they say don't drink the water there. It's like, where do you think Mexico is getting a lot of their water from? It's all flowing downhill, and we just like shit and piss and do God knows what to it, and then exactly, and we send it to Mexico.
You know where that's going? That all just went to Mexico.
Those poor bastards.
That all just went to Mexico. Yep.
Never stood a chance.
Yeah. So then now, so full disclosure, everyone, Dick Francisco, speaking in third person here, is hitting the road to Mexico tomorrow.
Whoa.
I know.
Today is May 10th.
Oh, yes, for the record and the archives. So here's how this happens, right? Because I was trying to conserve water.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine and I decided to drink a Costco-sized bottle of vodka instead. It was like the closest thing we could find to water because we knew we were in this crisis. And so we were like, well, we shouldn't drink the water. Like, because
But
we're
this
trying
is
to
clear.
save water.
Yeah, so it's clear. It's
Yeah, and
the
so it was
same.
like the closest thing we found in the kitchen to water was a Costco-sized bottle
Well,
of
when you say
vodka.
Costco size, like what is that? Like how many liters or gallons?
So Costco scares me because everything's in bulk and no one needs to consume things in bulk. But a gallon? I have no idea. Think of the largest bottle of vodka you could possibly imagine in a plastic bottle, probably. And we consumed that.
Yeah, aren't those
And
like 1.75 liters?
I'll report back. I have no idea.
Well, those are the
because
ones they sell at the state store here.
After consuming that, a trip was booked to Mexico. And so we don't really give up. We follow through, this friend and I.
Okay.
So we're following through. And so we leave tomorrow, and we looked at each other and we were like, wow, we're not supposed to drink the water in Mexico. However, we did do a little research and did confirm that you can consume the ice, though.
No.
So we're in good shape. Hold on. So we're in good shape. All we decided we needed to make it through this trip so as not to bring our American water source with us because, again, already a shortage. But you can't drink the water in Mexico because we already fucked that up. So we're going back to a tried and true source. Costco-sized bottle of vodka.
You can't drink the ice.
I was told you can drink the ice.
It's from the water. It's made from the same water. How would that make sense?
Well, it's not, though, because they don't use tap water, so they're using filtered water to make their ice.
Says who?
What do you mean?
Where are they getting the
Says
filter?
who?
If they had the filtered water, why wouldn't they be serving it to the people?
Oh, and because they could, but why would you, think of how much filtered water you'd have to drink. They are drinking filtered water down there. They're drinking, bottled water. I'm just being told that the locals don't drink the water in Mexico either because they know it's our shit, too, that's been, piped down there. And so they drink bottled water and filtered water.
Taking
so they're
bottled
making
water
ice. Yeah.
and freezing it. Is this what you really think is going on?
I don't know why you're trying to ruin our trip to Mexico.
I'm
right
just
now.
saying that you should probably bring some water with you.
Not just a Costco-sized bottle of vodka?
No, you should probably, unfortunately, bring some with you, for survival. I'm not encouraging you to bring enough to wash the car, but bring enough to keep you hydrated for a few days, and then maybe get a Gatorade.
Well, that wasn't our plan. Jeez. Guess
Well,
we're going to have to reevaluate
bring
this
the
game
vodka.
plan.
I mean, bring the vodka, too. Bring the vodka.
Well, I was bringing gin as well because it also looks like water.
That's fine.
So we felt pretty covered.
Well, you should probably...
And don't you think the alcohol content in straight vodka and straight gin will kill any bacteria that's in Mexican ice cubes? Think about that.
I don't know if I would be willing to risk it.
Well, we might be. So we'll
report back. Yeah, report
because
back.
Because again, we are trying to do our part to conserve water, T. We are in a crisis.
Gotcha.
I am trying to stop us from coming and stealing your water source. Have you heard about the levels at Lake Mead?
Yeah.
I haven't. Someone should tell me about them.
I was going to tell you earlier that it is now.
Oh, please tell me because I haven't heard, but I just know they're bad.
It's bad. You've got bodies turning up every day. It is down to the most recent number I saw was 1,052 feet above sea level, which is an all-time low. The last time that it dipped down anywhere close to this was in the mid 50s prior to them filling up Lake Powell. And that was because Lake Mead, I guess, was susceptible to droughts at that point. And so that was part of the reason that they were building the Glen Canyon Dam. And therefore, it was struck by a drought 53 to 56, I believe. And then when they filled Lake Powell in the mid-60s, there was another dip. And that was a result of them actually just backfilling the water there. So there's a little bit of history for you, but now it's just bad. Now it's just bad because obviously the Glen Canyon Dam is there and functioning, but that's supposed to help with the drought situation, and clearly it's bad now. And now all the mob bodies are turning up.
That sounds terrifying, T.
Well, I remember going there for the first time in 2017, and I was looking down at the little plaque, and it's like giving you all this information about Lake Mead, yada, yada, yada. And I'm looking at like the rock formations on it, and then I'm looking up at the rock formations that are in front of me. And they're the same formations, but they're way lower, and you can see how like the rock is different colors from the water levels and stuff like that. And I'm like looking at Safe, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, this doesn't concern you? Like,
yeah, it's such a weird human reality, like, that I feel myself in, because I feel like I had more appreciation for water as a resource when I lived on a Great Lake and like water was outside my door all the time, versus the way we live here that we don't really see. Like, I don't have to look at Lake Mead every day, right? So I don't have a connection or a concept of really where water is coming from to
you're gonna
put no, I know, but like to put in my cup that I'm drinking a gallon a day to water the trees. Like, literally, we were talking, right? And I had left the hose on watering that tree. And I was like, oh, man. And I'm like growing some grass back here. And summer grass takes a lot of water.
You're killing me.
Like, it's summer, and so
kill me
it
with
gets
this
hot.
shit.
So like there are not enough people in this house to be taking 6 showers a day, but it's happening, right? And all these things are taking place. And I don't know if it's just because we don't see the water source, so we just use it like this until we're told to like cut down. But like literally today, not in the city I live in, but the city Safe lives in, might have just announced that they are getting prepared to do a voluntary, and it's going to start voluntary because everyone freaks out if it's not, reduction in water usage by like a percentage. Like, that's crazy. Because we just don't have to think about how we're using water, but we do have to think about it.
Well, so
what is it going to take to make us think about it?
I got a couple of questions here because A, your state is supposed to be receiving, I believe, approximately 8% less water from the Hoover Dam, Lake Mead Reservoir.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Something like that.
And the city Safe lives in, aren't they building like a bunch of little island resort type vacation spots?
So there might be a large project in that city that is anchored around a lagoon, a 7-acre lagoon. but here's what I've heard. Here's what I've heard. Is that there is proprietary technology that stops the water from evaporating, and it's great. And it's not a huge water user. That agriculture, I said that funny. Agriculture is a larger water use in all the farmlands. And so when you turn farmland into an island resort, it's a better use of water.
Don't fucking try that.
It basically sounds like somebody going to Mexico for 4 days drinking just vodka and gin to save water. Sounds like about the same logic, yeah?
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I can't believe this. You guys are just one thing after another out there, huh?
So that's what I'm saying, though, right? Like, what's it gonna take? I'm asking myself this question of really starting to think about how I use water. And like, I do have a pet peeve, and I have to share this. My pet peeve, and I think that I have like the ultimate radar for it, is that sound of dripping water. Like, if I hear water dripping in a faucet in my neighbor's house while I'm sleeping, I will get up and know it's coming. Like, I can hear it. And I don't know what that is, if that's that concept of wasting water, but I really, I think it's so interesting to me. Gold, right? Like you think of gold or precious metals or things that have like this really, really high value. And we put a high value on it. And so we're, we preserve it, we conserve it, we hide it. We're really conscious about like you wouldn't just, go toss gold around just all over the place or put gold flakes all over everything because gold has this value to us. And I wonder if because water doesn't yet, like, I'll be honest, I do not pay a lot for water at all. Like, from a monetary standpoint, like, my water bill is really low, considering, at least to me it is. Then I don't have this motivation to conserve it, And is that what it's going to take, is treating water like gold? But can we? Because people need it to survive.
Yep. So
what a conundrum. This is a Civil War matter.
Yeah, Civil War II or World War III. Which one's happening first? We're back to this.
And I can't. I mean, this really seems like all the makings of one.
Well,
because it's not just a commodity that...
Not yet. We're fine for now.
You think so? You really think so?
Well, for now.
Do you think this one's going to sneak up on us, though?
Well, maybe.
Because, again, we're telling you we have a plan. I got a crazy story for you. You want to hear this shit?
Oh, well, I know you guys don't have a plan. That's why I'm near the
that's
water
what I'm
now.
saying. But even when we say we plan for things, so infrastructure and water and all of these things that, like, engineers and really smart people
7-acre
plan
lagoons.
for. And 7-acre lagoons, totally. It used to be like 15 or 11 or something. It shrunk, so that's good news. So here in the valley, major transportation corridor, the US 60. So if you took the US 60, it would take you to Vegas, but it runs through the valley. And so over what would be in the East Valley, there was a water main break the other night.
Oh, no.
And the pipe, and so it flooded the US 60, and they had to shut down the US 60 again, a major thoroughfare for moving all of these people who just came here from California. Crazy delays for traffic, right?
Yeah.
Here's the shit though. So because it flooded completely. So all this water, and we're talking about water shortages, all this water floods the freeway to the point where you can't drive on it. But here's where I'm going with it. Do I need your commentary in the background, T? I am trying to tell a story.
Sorry, I'm getting wet over here.
This water main is 20 to 22 feet underground. Yeah, it's not supposed to break,
it's
right?
Spraying so hard that I'm getting wet over here.
It has a life cycle of 75 years. So they know in 75 years from when they put it in there, back to our 100-year plans, right? 75 years, they should probably be replacing it before it hits 75 years, right?
Right.
So that this doesn't happen because we had a fucking plan and it's going to last 75 years. You know how old that fucking pipe was that broke on Saturday?
90 years.
No, 50.
Okay.
It broke 25 years early. No one can explain it. Water's fucking everywhere. They have no idea when they're going to get down there in the ground to fix it. No estimated time to open this freeway. They're having to shut off water because this is a main pipe. And you're telling me I should trust a 100-year water plan? I'm drinking vodka right now.
Well, yeah.
I'm just going to learn to drink vodka and eat liver.
There's no plan.
There's no plan.
Yeah.
There's no plan.
So whenever you want to come up to the houseboat, we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, what is our escape plan here?
Well,
because it's not like you can just print water on a 3D printer like they're trying to do with everything else.
So it's interesting that you bring that up. It's interesting that you bring that up, right? Okay. So
can you grow water on trees?
What is my escape plan for everything? Zombie apocalypse.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Civil War. Come on, you know what it is. Commandeer the reservoir. It's always been the plan. That's
true.
Always been the plan.
It's true. You're going to take it over.
That has been the plan since day one. Is commandeer the reservoir because water's precious. I've been planning this since, like, I don't know what episode we first dropped the fucking the reservoir.
We need a plan because we can't trust everyone else to have one. We need one.
That may have been the demo. I don't know if we mentioned it in the demo or not, but it was very early on. So that's my plan. Feel free to join There's plenty of water
Was
here
that
to
just an
last.
invite to me or to all of our listeners?
Well, since we
That would
don't
be so
have
fun.
many.
We could start a cult.
Yeah, we don't have many at the moment. So, yeah, we could have a little water cult. Just be prepared to kill some people in the name of protecting our water. And try not to have any kids because that'll cut into our supply.
Yeah. I mean, that comes back to like literally every episode we've talked about. We have to, like, kids take up water. Having kids takes up water. Like, everything we've talked about requires,
I know your
like,
water
this
breaks.
resource.
Like, God damn it. Like, you're fucking...
And why are we not saving that? Someone should get a cup under there quick because we are in a crisis.
Yeah, tub. Jesus
and you just let
Christ.
it go all over the floor?
Yeah,
Like,
seriously. What we really should be doing
we need to think about how to reuse water.
is prioritizing, is it desalination? Is that the right word?
That is one thing they do, yes.
Well, yeah. So why don't we make that more economical and then just start sucking up all the ocean water?
So I feel like there's like scientists working on stuff like this, or just Elon Musk, one of the two.
They already know how to do it.
I know.
They can just make it cheaper. Find a way to make it cheaper, bitches.
So you don't think, though, that we can evolve from like the humans that we are to just not need water?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's possible because right now we're like, what, 80% water or something like that?
Well,
so I don't
I'm
think
only
that's
asking
really
because
like,
this comes
possible.
back to what if we mated with robots, though, right? Because think about it. Every time we think about space exploration, like when we all talked about Mars and whether there was life on any of these planets, the one thing they always say is they either believe there is or isn't life on a planet because they found water. And so I'm like, we can't evolve past needing water to live.
Nope.
And like just so we don't get any hate mail, even though we don't get any mail, but I'd like some hate mail. But just so in case somebody was thinking about sending some hate mail, still do it. But I do understand that water is required to make vodka and gin. Just so we're all clear about that. I'm aware.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah, I just don't know if you can consume enough to hydrate you. It's kind of like my theory with the Polar Pops.
No, you can consume enough of it to forget that you need to hydrate, though.
Well, that's the thing is I would mix in American ice with my Polar Pops. You're potentially mixing in this Mexican ice, and I'm not being discriminatory. I just if you could get sick from the water, then why would you not be getting sick from the ice?
So I don't know. The internet at travelmexicosolo.com, which I'm not, but felt like I should look at that website, says I can drink the ice.
Wouldn't risk it.
Travelmexicosolo.com, small
Wouldn't
business
risk it.
of the week.
Would not.
Because I'm feeling like they're pretty small, but they told me I can eat the ice. I
No.
Googled it, and that's what it says.
I wouldn't recommend it. Would not recommend it.
We're going to do some tests. We're going to do some trial tests, and if I live through it, I'm going to come back and explain what happened.
It sucks because the Colorado River, I enjoyed rafting down it, but it looks like you guys are going to just suck it all up.
Well, and then
Had some
that's
good
the chain
memories there.
reaction.
Had some good
That's
memories
the chain
there.
reaction, right? You don't get to have fun anymore going down the river.
Oh, I had
And-
more fun than just going down the river. There was all sorts of waterworks going on over there.
Well, yeah, it was a hot, wet time.
Summer to remember.
hot, wet summer to remember.
There was pools. There
all
was rivers.
Yeah, see?
There was, yeah.
And think of
good
who's not
stuff.
going to get to have hot, wet summers there anymore because of the water shortage.
I know.
That's a tragedy.
It's a fucking, you're telling me, God damn it. This makes me, whenever somebody says that's a tragedy, it makes me think of this one time as a kid. Oh my God. So we were outside sledding and like all of our jackets and everything got all wet, naturally. And so the geniuses that like 9-year-old us were threw them into the dryer and turned it on high. And my one friend's cousin was in from California. So he has this nice ass jacket that he uses like just for this one visit for a weekend or whatever it is. And then me and like 2 or 3 of my other friends, all of our jackets are in there. And since it was turned up so high, they literally like melted. Like my fucking I'm not even shitting you. The zippers on the fucking jackets were melted together.
Wow.
And my dad comes downstairs because it smells terrible.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
He sees it.
Now you're going to need to drink some water.
He sees it. And he's like, what the hell is this? And, we tell him what happened. He's like, I don't know what you think is so goddamn funny. He's like, it's a freaking tragedy. He's like, I got to go to all these kids' parents and explain to them why my kid's an idiot.
Shh. Uh-oh. Drink some water. Drink some water. Drink some water.
I got some sweet tea here.
Which doesn't have any water in it, right?
I'm pretty sure you need water to make tea.
Dang,
Dick.
you need water to make everything.
I'm pretty sure
So
water.
what are we learning out of this?
You need water, and you should probably pack a little bit for your trip there.
Mm.
And be prepared in the event that you run out of it.
To try to desalinate the ocean?
Or just commandeer it.
Can I just boil the ocean? How to... Sorry, I'm Googling.
Yeah, I think if you just
ocean water.
Yeah, I think if you just boil it in a little pot, right? You can just take the salt. I don't know how it works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Sciencing Solo. No, I'm just kidding. Just Sciencing. Don't know why Solo's going on the end of all of my websites right now. That's another episode. Okay. Yeah, just got to boil it. Again, anyone wants to write some hate mail to correct me that that's not how you desalinate, please do. I understand. But I'm trying to prepare at this point.
Got to be prepared.
I'm not going to lie, T. I really think drinking water is going to be the least of my worries going on this trip.
Jesus.
We might never make it to the border even. You just never know.
Keep me posted. We're gonna have to get a Where in the World is Dick Francisco
It's
meme
about
going.
to happen. That's for real. Yeah.
Correct.
So we will come back. I will come back to this just because this water topic is so hot. Speaking of hot water, it's my favorite way to drink water.
Wet.
Isn't that weird?
No.
I like hot, wet water.
Yeah. That's yours.
It is. That's my thing. And I know that's strange, but everyone knows it.
Well, here's the thing. Is water wet?
Ooh.
That's one of those philosophical questions, right?
Is water... Hold on, I'm Googling it. Is water wet?
Oh, come on. You're Googling it.
Science line solo. Just kidding. So, I mean, it is, right? Well, what is wet? What a philosophical question.
Wet is when something is soaked with water, right?
Okay. Sounds like a question I'm going to ask Border Patrol when they're trying to find out if I should enter this country or not.
Water can't be soaked with itself, can it?
Oh. Why and why not?
Because it's water. It is itself. It can't be... Like to be wet is to be, you know what I'm saying? Soaked in water.
All I know is right now we have the luxury of even contemplating this philosophical question.
For now.
Because we're not dehydrated and deprived of water.
For now.
For now. Guarantee you this is not a question we'll be contemplating when we're just trying to get some fucking water because we ran out.
Right.
So I know we like betting on this show. How long till we run out of water in Arizona and I'm in a crisis?
I'm going to bet 50 years based on your guys' 100-year plan and this pipe bursting.
Okay. You think 50 years? And the pipe burst. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be around.
25.
Hopefully we'll be around to see this through. To see this bet through.
Somebody better be around to keep this podcast going for 25 more years.
Right.
Or 50 to meet your side of the bet.
Well, if you want to keep listening for that long, you can subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at I'm Dick Francisco, or on Instagram at the Dick Francisco. And Dick, good luck in Mexico. Anything you wanted to add on the waterfront?
No, that's it. Just going to let the water run.
Right.
I love the sound of that. Do you know how many water features and splash pads we have in Arizona? Think about that.
Yeah, right. And that sound isn't making me have to pee, but I really have to shit. So that's how we're going to end that episode. Until next week, keep trying to catch the sky.